Welcome back to the Slip and Live podcast. This is episode 23. We have a guest. Today's guest is Ken Tancred. He's the owner of Red Door Fitness. Ken, welcome.
Right.
And tell us how you got into fitness.
Well, I used to be part of Arklow Rowing Club. I was a member there for 10 years. And I got elected as chairman. And part of the job of being chairman is taking over the winter training, which is basically circuit training fitness for the members. And I never really had much to do with fitness beforehand, apart from taking part in the circuit myself. So basically I had to go research it, study it, spend a couple hours on YouTube, looking at programs on telly, just getting ideas, just trying to make it interesting. I found that when I first started this, it wasn't foreign to me. It was kind of very comfortable. I was happy doing it.
Yeah.
And after about a year and a half of that, my wife said, why don't you just get qualified in it? So I was in a job I wasn't enjoying. I was kind of happy to look for a way out of it. So I started night classes up in the National Training Centre in Dublin. Done a course up there, qualified by April, and started in May.
Jeez, very good.
So
it's a quick turnaround, wasn't it?
It was. Well, you see, the plan to start I'd already decided that this is what I was going to do.
Yeah.
And you see, the problem with having a gym qualification, if you want to get a job in a gym, most of them have pools and they want guys with swim licenses and stuff. Yeah. And which is something I didn't get. Yeah. And the other part of it was, if this kind of thing, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
So you've been taught all the safety factors of it, what to do, what muscles you're using, why are you doing it. And if I didn't start doing something, I'd start forgetting all that information. I'd probably have to go learn it all again.
Yeah.
So basically, the second I started circuit training. The good thing about circuit training was you got to practice all the stuff that you just learned, different parts of the body all the time, how to do it safely and stuff. And I started off in May, very first week in May, and 5 people turned up to the class that day. And luckily, the rowing club were excellent to me. I was a chairman at the time, so they said I could have the clubhouse for 6 months till I got on my feet, and then I got a call off a guy who had an MMA gym and he had free space, and he said, would I be interested in moving up there? So rather than kind of continue on to the rowing club, because everyone kind of thought it was the rowing club.
It's there.
Oh yeah.
It's theirs. Like, they thought it was like just the winter training for the rowing club.
Yeah.
Had to branch out on my own. So I went up, and Red Door Fitness was at the time, and the guy that owned it then, he was in charge of it. He was great. He had a great attitude that he wasn't there to make money off me. He was there so I could make money.
Yeah.
So like the rent he charged wasn't crazy, and it was manageable because the numbers were still small then. And went from there and never left.
Brilliant.
So then time came when Killian wanted to step down, and the MMA side of it wasn't MMA gym, and the MMA side kind of dwindled. And so I decided to turn into a fitness gym, took over the name and basically rebranded it as a fitness gym, not an MMA gym. Bought a new premises and moved down there a year and a half ago, nearly 2 years ago. And got a new bigger gym, and it's flying now, thank God.
Yeah. And because I've been to a couple of your classes for a while there, and I've stopped going in the past 6 months because just between going back to college and full-time work and doing these podcasts, you just can't get to the classes and stuff. But brand new equipment and stuff like that as well. So you've obviously not just got a new location, but you've obviously got newer, better, more equipment since the last place as well. So it's constantly grown and grown and grown.
Yeah, well, when I decided when I was going to get the new place that I was going to, I already had ideas of what I wanted to do, which was, I wouldn't say, like, I always liked the idea of CrossFit. I'm a personal trainer, not a CrossFit trainer, because they're two completely different aliens. But I like the idea of what CrossFit does, like the rigs and stuff where you can kind of use them for multiple exercises. So I always wanted to get myself a rig. So when I got the new place, I'd made the decision that rather just have a big empty room or just filled with free weights and stuff, like I was going like this rig was going to be there and it's going to be central to everything I'd done.
I'm going to stop. Sorry. What to people that don't know what a rig is, what CrossFit is, kind of what is the background of that?
Well, what a rig is basically it's a steel structure. What the one I have basically has what we call 3 bays, and the 3 bays is basically where you can put you could be like bench pressing the 3 different bays at the same time, or you could be squatting the 3 different bays at the same time. And then in between you got like some monkey bars and stuff where you could kind of hang TRX straps, RIP 60 straps. So I'm qualified in RIP 60, not TRX, but it'd be just because TRX be more popular. It would be the TRX straps from it, so you could do different exercises from that. Or you could, like they said, the monkey bars, which people used to do in the playground and stuff. And you just do like a million exercises off this stuff, and then you got a whole big empty room as well where you could do like other exercises as well. So you could do like a variation of circuit training, or I do classes where it is kind of, I wouldn't say, like I said, it's not so much CrossFit, it's CrossFit based, but like that's more like the attitude is kind of, give it everything, because it's where you get the best results, in my opinion.
So you said you're down there for about 2 years.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's like, well, even a bit more than 2 years, but over the last few years, like fitness, healthy eating has really exploded.
Crazy,
It's really come on leaps and bounds, like.
Well, you see, when I kind of started at the very start of the recession, which was like a genius idea. And at the time there was nobody doing what I wanted to do. There was nobody doing weights and stuff. It was all kind of aerobics or dance based or stuff like that. It was all that kind of stuff. It was kind of aimed at women anyway. Not saying men couldn't go, but like men wouldn't go. Kind of way. And I want a class from me, like, so that's where I kind of got the idea to what classes I wanted to do. Now we started off with circuit training, and like it's progressing there, like it's completely different now, like, but I just wanted classes that lads could do and women could do as well, like, because I don't think that training men and women are different. But because of that, like, everybody has kind of got the same buzz. It's not kind of one thing where, one part of the household is just going out to do classes because there's none for the other one to do. Now one can go out and they come back, the other one can go out, you know what I mean?
Or they go out together.
Depending on what your family situation is. And, but it's everywhere, you see. The whole fitness thing is everywhere. It's all over Instagram, it's all over Facebook, it's all over the television.
Do you think it's media driving it?
I don't think it's media driving it, but I do think the media's exploiting it. I do think they're happy to kind of throw the obese word out everywhere that you can listen to, you know what I mean? Like before, like you just carried a bit of weight, now like you're borderline obese, like, it's just something to scare the shit out of someone and get a headline, so and some people, like, it really is, like, it can be like damaging people's self-confidence.
Of course.
Like
massively.
We had a podcast about social media and its influence on young people in particular, and even going back to, like, you see on Instagram and Facebook, Instagram especially, but you see like these the Instagram girls and all, and they're doing
even some of the lads not on it, it's ridiculous bodies, but I even think some of it is information about different types of disease, different types of everyone's health. I think it's nearly that's what did it for me. It's like I knew my family tree and I kind of looked into some stuff, and basically my family tree is riddled with heart attacks and everything like that, so I wanted to get fitter for myself. That's why I did it. But I think it's information's out there for everyone, that you're seeing, that everyone's, do you know where I'm coming from, that it's just so close to your fingertips now.
If you wanted to do it, it's there.
Where before, like, you were by yourself nearly doing it, where now it's everywhere. I can go to a class all over the town, I can go with my friend, I can go with this, where before it was nearly a struggle because you're doing it by yourself.
Exactly. But you see, I personally think that that's better to do it by yourself, because once you're kind of used to going with a friend, you're in their process as well, and when they're not in the humour to do it, you sit at home. So even though you're up for it, I'm not going on my own. And then your process starts to stall, and then they're not going the next night. Well, then it starts to stall even more, and before you know it, it's stopped. And not because you didn't want to do it, but you just didn't want to go in on your own. But I personally think, like, because people have this thing about the gym where they kind of think, I don't want to go in and have everyone staring at me. And I can understand that. I completely understand that, because nobody wants to be the newbie anywhere. But what they also have to understand is, if people are going to the gym, they really don't care about anyone else. They're in for themselves. They're into kind of doing, I'm here to get me fitness done. I want to go home. I want to go put your feet up. I want to watch a bit of telly.
Well, I have to say now, like, the classes like yourself and all, it would be completely different than going to the gym. Because if you're in a class by yourself, in like, say, one of your classes, everyone's constantly doing something at the one time. It's not like someone's looking at you on a treadmill when they're,
or waiting for you to get off the treadmill.
Or waiting for you and then put a little bit of pressure on you. Everyone's always doing something. So that's why I kind of think it's nearly better for the classes than the gym. Because you haven't really got that. I actually had a girl come up to me in work, and she started a class in the town, and she said she just doesn't feel that pressure of people looking at her, and she feels completely at home, nearly, then she was trying the gym for you know, a couple of months, and it just wasn't for her, and she kept going back by herself, and really it was a confidence issue. Where now she just feels completely home.
Well, you see, you these days, like, you can't throw a stone without hitting 2 personal trainers down the street.
Yeah, it's
everyone's got it.
I've never seen as many personal trainers.
Ridiculous, like, you know, and like.
How do you fight off the competition then? Because, like you said, nearly every person you see now has a paper in this, a cert in this. If it's either a PT or it's nutrition or all these, like, hundreds of different things that they can have. Like, what sets someone out? Like, say for example yourself, what sets you out from everybody else? Like, how do you fight back I suppose it's over the years, the past couple of years as well. Like
Exactly.
They're showing, like, they won't get other people in. So rather than kind of go down that road, say, Jesus, he's got a lot of people, I must do something similar to him. Like I said, I started off, and, you know, 6 years later, I for the last 6 years, I've been doing my own thing only. And it's worked for me. And that's why, that's when I realised that's why people come to me. Because I'm not the same as everybody else. I am the same, but I'm not the same. I can be tougher sometimes, you know. But it's the challenge. It's the challenge of kind of, when you want change in your body, to kind of sit back and just do a little bit extra is good. But if you get someone there who's kind of asked you to do a little bit more than a little bit extra, that's even better, because you get better results, if you know what I mean. So, like, no one's good at stepping out of their comfort zone, right? No one's happy about it, and because of that, the process takes longer. But if you go to a personal trainer, that personal trainer's already decided, like, you know, this is what I'm doing with you, and you kind of go, well, I'm not comfortable doing that. So, well, this is the workout. Let's do it together now. You know, like, not side by side, but I'm here with you, like, you know, and we'll adjust it as we go. And you probably would have stopped after half an hour because it was tough, but then you got another half hour to go. And that extra half hour is, like, why results come in fast, like, you know, and long lasting results. If you know.
That last half hour, like, that separates the boys from the men, kind of. That's when you're pushed. Pretty
much. Like, if you want results, like the first 20 minutes, well, it all depends on the intensity of the workout for a start. Like, you know, I mean, it could be an easy workout, it could be a tough workout, you know. But if you kind of go at it, like I said, for the first 20 minutes, and you do give it your all, and you kind of out of a little break, and you take a little break and stuff, and then you go back at it. If you were left on your own, you could turn around and kind of go, you know what, I think I've done enough today. I'm taking good at that. And although, like, your body will have improved and changed from that, like, half hour alone, but doing another half hour, you can see, like, how much more it could change, you know, and therefore, like, rather than it being a 6 month process, it becomes like a 4 month process, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. That's why I kind of like to see the advantage of going to, like, classes and stuff, because when people go to the gym, they are kind of self-reliant. They kind of have to look after themselves, because the guys in the gym, like, you know, like, there is personal trainers in the gym, but they're kind of there for safety more so than to train you, because there's so many people going there, like they can't train everybody individually, like, you know. But when you get like a personal trainer, like he is there just to train you, like, you know, and that's why classes become more important.
And those classes are great as well, because say you have one guy and he's there about 2 months or something like that, then you have like another guy come in. That new guy might look at the guy that's there 2 months and he said, right, I want to look like him, I'm going to have a silent competition, me and you have it on now. And you might not tell your man, but he might say, oh, he does 20 push-ups, 30 push-ups, I'm going to do 21, 22.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, challenge yourself.
Exactly, yeah. That little challenge, it's so beneficial to if you're trying to get fit, you know. Like, you see, people that are starting out and kind of don't realise, body is so amazing like that. It adjusts so fast to what you're doing. You could be running, let's say you're running a lap of the town. Lap of the town is about 5k. And let's say you follow the same route. Let's say you go up the Navy, you go along the graveyard, you go down the main street. So it's about 5k route. And let's say you do it on the first night, you're doing it 40 minutes. And then you do it the next night and you're doing like 39 minutes, and you do the next night, and then you kind of plateau about 38, right? After about 2-3 weeks, your body has already said, right, the other night I burned 400 calories doing this. It won't be about less than that, but we burned out 400 calories doing this. So what we'll do, we'll take 400 calories set aside for our run tonight, you know?
Okay.
And we'll hold them until then. And then your body will burn that 400 and it will hold on to every other calorie like BGs. It will not burn that off, like it will hold on to it for dear life.
Yeah.
But if you go and do something completely different, your body will kind of go, holy shit, like, you wasn't expecting this. We burned through the first 400 already, like, and keep burning, like, you know, I don't know what's going to happen. Your body goes into panic mode. It just burns. And that's where the constant change, like, that's why the classes I do constantly change. Yeah. Because if you kind of do the same thing over and over and over again, people plateau quickly. Yeah. You know, but if you keep changing it, your body's constantly guessing. All the time, and then it's constantly burning serious weight, and you're not just burning serious weight, but building serious muscle, like you know, kind of way, because when your body's guessing, it's burning calories like crazy. Like, you could turn around to a decent fitness class and burn about 700-800 calories in it, right? Which you might think, like, Jesus, thought it'd be more than that, but by the time you get to bed 4 hours later, you could be up to nearly 2,500.
Yeah, it keeps burning after that.
Because it's constantly repairing the muscle. Because when you're building muscle, your muscle tears and repairs, okay? So a muscle's made up of strands, like, say, like, you got 4 fingers there, and what happens is it splits, and then blood flows in, and it starts repairing. So that's how muscle gets bigger, because it keeps splitting, and the muscle gets bigger, and then it goes in here, and new strands form. Okay, so that process there is what's burning the calories. That's what's making it. That's what burning the calories late on at night time. Yeah. Okay, and so when you see people like, let's say it took them 6 months to get into the shape they wanted. They take a 3-month break, and then they go back at it, and it only took them 2 months to get back to the state that they were in 3 months ago. The reason why that is because the muscles inflated and deflated, if you know what I mean. People kind of go on about this thing that don't build muscle, it'll turn to fat. That's like saying that if you don't drive your car, it'll turn into a motorbike. Yeah, it ain't going to happen. Like, it ain't going to happen. They're two completely different machines, like 2 different engines. Fat is fat. It's dead tissue. It sits on your body. It's there for food. It's there for insulation, and that's it. Like, you know what I mean? It's whereas muscle is there to work. Muscle is living tissue, and living tissue needs to eat, and what it eats is fat. Okay, so you eat your calories, right? Let's say, like a normal healthy man would eat about 2,100 calories a day. Normal healthy man should eat about 2,100 calories. Normal healthy woman should eat about 1,600 to 1,800 calories. And let's say, like, no one eats 2,100 calories unless they're on a strict diet. So people eat about 2,500. Now, the more muscle you have, those extra 400 calories then get eaten by that muscle. That's the dream, like, right? And the bigger muscles you have, the more they need to be fed. So instead of eating 2,500, you should be eating 3,000. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, there's female bodybuilders need to eat between 3,000 and 4,000 calories a day just for competition, like. So, like, kind of women have this thing about building muscle. I don't want to build muscle. I don't want a big man's body. It's impossible to happen. Like, you need testosterone to build muscle. Yeah. A man's got 10 times more testosterone in his body than a woman has. So if a woman wants to build the same muscle that a man can, she's got to train either 10 times harder or lift 10 times heavier. One or the other, you know. Yeah. So they needn't to worry. Like, what ends up happening is they get lean muscle rather than big muscle. You know. But that lean muscle, it's you can build muscle fast, but then it deflates fast. But then you can build muscle slow and slow and slow and slow. It might not be a massive muscle, but it's a dense muscle.
Yeah.
And they will eat serious calories, like. So even while you're like, everyone I was training over Christmas said, how'd you do over Christmas? Like, I think only one person put on weight, like, everyone else stayed the same, and they said they ate shite.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Calories.
Yeah.
Those muscles that have been building all year have been eating those calories, you know? So rather than go up 6 pounds for January, and then try and drop it all, they stayed the same. And then they come back, they're just a little less fitter because they haven't trained in 3 weeks, and then they're give them a couple of weeks and they're back into it again, like, you know,
So say like, you know, like the average person, new year, new me, I'm back in January, I want to start like day one. I've never went to a gym before, I've never lifted weight before. Like you do different types of classes for different grades. Talk a little bit about the different classes you do.
Well, the classes I do, like everyone kind of, you can't kind of keep doing the same classes over and over and over again. Because you're only going to get certain type of people to go to them. You kind of have to branch out. Like, so when I qualified as a personal trainer, I also got qualified as a RIP 60 TRX instructor, kettlebell instructor, step aerobics instructor, aerobics instructor, and strength and conditioning, which is a CrossFit instructor. Not at the same time, that came later. But generally, I just had to get qualified across the board. And with that, I turned around and I started kettlebell classes, which is like major fat burning classes. Like, but they're not just fat burning; they burn serious, strong, lean muscle. Like, So, as I said, like it's not just a case of burning the fat off in the class; it's putting in a barrier to stop the fat coming back. Because anyone that'll tell you that. You know, they go on a mad diet and they lose all the weight, and the second they stop the diet, bang, it's back. Or they're a runner and all they do is run and then they get an injury and they stop for 4 months and they just put on weight. Reason for that is like running and like stuff like that, it's known for shredding. It shreds fat, but it shreds muscle too. And as I was saying earlier, the bigger muscle you have, the more calories it'll eat. But if you're shredding your muscle, that muscle's getting smaller. It's not disappearing. You still have the muscle, like, but it's not strong. It's not big, strong, dense muscle, like. So it'll only eat small amount of calories. So if you're eating 2,500 calories and those muscles only really want 100 calories to keep them going, you know, that's an extra 400 calories that's going to have to be turned to fat. You know what I'm saying? So, somebody with no muscle, somebody with a bit of muscle and someone with a lot of muscle, they can't eat the same stuff. You know what I mean? Because someone with little muscle, if they eat the same stuff that the medium guy eats, they will then have excess fat, excess food that will be turned to fat. Whereas the medium guy, if he eats enough, he'll look all right. But if the muscly guy eats the stuff that the medium guy eats, he will then have he won't have enough calories in his body to feed all the muscle he has. So what happens then? The body then breaks down the muscle that they've just started spending months and months building and consumes that. So it's basically that you'd be on a hamster wheel. So that's what I'm saying. So the fitter you get, the more you have to kind of, the more you have to eat. You know? You kind of get people, especially in January, to come along in January and they'll say, right, I'm starting fresh. I'm going to new car, new wife, new me, new body. I'm going to have a 6-pack. I'm going to have this. It's like they give themselves like a shopping list of stuff to do in January. Right? None of it's going to happen because they give themselves too much. Focus on the one thing you want. Right? If you want to get fit, get fit. If you want to lose weight, lose weight. Don't say I'm going to lose weight and have a beach body. That's reaching for the stars. Take the first step, and then after a couple of months, reevaluate your goals. Like, then take a bigger step, and a bigger step, and a bigger step. But don't go into January thinking like this is going to be it. This is the year for me. You know, just one step at a time.
Keep your focus. It's like people are putting too much pressure on themselves going into it.
Just unachievable goals.
Like even sit down, write yourself like one thing you want to get to, and then when you get to that, give yourself another thing, something like that. Like
if you're doing something, regards fitness, if you're training for 3 months and your goals haven't changed, you're doing something wrong, because by 3 months you should be at least on the path, you know, unless it's a massive target. Because it's like when I train people running. If I train people running, I don't say think about where the finish line is. I say think about where the next corner is.
Yeah.
And think where the next corner is. And then the next corner. Because if people are starting out running, the last thing they want to think about is the finish line 5k away.
Yeah, exactly.
They want to think about, right, how am I going to get here? Like, what am I going to do? I'm going to collapse any second. You know, and like, because all these doubts come into your head when you're not used to something. But so if you kind of turn around and just shorten the goal a bit, you know, you'll find like it'll be 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, and all of a sudden you're finished.
Yeah.
You know?
Like if someone, like, because we had a couple of questions, we said you were coming on and people got very excited. We got a few messages and stuff asking this and asking this. One woman asked us that she wanted to lose weight and she wanted to tone up, and she wanted us to ask you, like, what are the best exercises that she should be doing to lose kind of belly fat kind of, and then like typical things that she should be eating, she should not be eating, kind of nutrition, stuff like that. So what like kind of examples would you give?
Well, I tend to not hand out diets because diets are basically forgotten about after about 2 weeks. What I tend to do is show people what to eat and how to eat, if you know what I mean. I don't kind of say, put this stuff together and here's a nice meal. I say, right, breakfast, right, you got it. Everybody skips breakfast.
I always do that.
Everybody skips breakfast. To say it's the most important meal of the day, it really is. Yeah. Breakfast is basically you're breaking the fast. You've been fasting for, let's say, 8 hours sleep, right? And then you're getting up the next day. Your digestive system, let's say you're a teenager, 15-year-old teenager, your digestive system is running at its peak at like 100%, right? It's burning through everything. It comes into your body, burn, and then it's straight out. When you go to sleep, your digestive system drops, right? To a kind of, just basically, because you have to basically breathe, blink, heart beating, blood flowing, all these little things, like just kind of because you're stationary, you know what I mean? Yeah. You don't have to burn too many calories while you're sleeping. And so let's say it drops to 20%. When you wake up in the morning, let's say it rises to 40% because you're now moving, like, and it has to burn a bit more. Now, if you don't get breakfast, right, let's say you get breakfast, right, and it goes up to 100% again because it's got to burn through a meal, right? So all of a sudden it's burning 100%. It stays there about 2 hours and then tapers off at the end, right, because it takes about 2 hours to get through the meal, and then tapers back to, say, 40% again. If you wake up in the morning and start moving around, it's going to go up to 40% and you don't eat your first meal until 1 o'clock. You could be going around from 7 until 1, so 5 hours burning at 40%, whereas you could have had, an extra 2-3 hours burning at more than twice what it was. So that's why to say you have to eat breakfast in the morning, and don't just go with your bran flakes or Special K or something like that, because they are very sugary, very sugary. That's not to say to avoid them. Like, I'm just saying, like, there's better choices. But like everyone says porridge, people have problems with porridge, and I understand that. I can't eat porridge myself. I eat Weetabix, or some version of it, and I throw a bit of granola in there for flavour. It's got a few raspberries, cherries, and stuff. Just throw them in there, it's a bit of flavour. Because what it is, it's like it's so dense. Your body takes forever to break through it. You know what I mean? Yeah. You could go around for another 3 hours, like, without feeling hungry. Whereas you could eat your cornflakes and your body will rifle through it in an hour, and you're hungry later on, and then you're filling up on coffee till you get.
I nearly want to start looking at doing maybe a little bit of strengthening weight wise, where when I started, I didn't do a distance, I did a time. Yeah. Like if I can get out and do 10 minutes at the start, 20 minutes then, try to raise it up maybe. Yeah. Not even a minute a day, maybe do like 5 minutes a week. If I can go 10 minutes running for week 1 and I can go 15 run for week 2, I try to build it up then. And then I got the distance, then I was like, right, I'm going to do, 3k, 5k, 6k. Yeah. Then when you get some sort of fitness. Yeah. But I would agree with that. Like, I'd work early a lot of times, so I'd get a breakfast into me when I wake up, and I would be grand all the way till, say 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and then I might get a late dinner because of work. But find, like, if you go into work and you skip your breakfast just through, you're too busy sleeping out, something's gone in the way. You're not yourself. No, you're not even working.
You're thinking about when the next meal's coming.
You're like, oh my god, is it 10 o'clock yet? Is it when's my next break? Like, I just can't wait to get in and get something to eat.
I can sympathise with the people that don't eat breakfast, because I don't like eating breakfast. Well, I didn't like eating breakfast, because once you're in a habit, you're in a habit. Yeah. Right? So I basically forced myself to eat breakfast for the first 2-3 days, and then you wake up hungry, and you have to eat it because you're starving.
Yeah.
So, like I said, your body adjusts quickly. So don't worry about the fact that, I don't eat breakfast. Make yourself eat it. Eat it, you know?
Yeah.
First 3 days, force it into you.
Yeah.
You know? Skip your smoke, skip your coffee, get your breakfast first, have your coffee after. I'm not joking. The next day, or next couple of days, it'll become habit quickly. Yeah. And you'll benefit from it. And like I was saying about the woman with the belly fat, like that is key. Like breakfast is key. Your lunch then, you gotta cut back on bread, kind of keep it to 2 slices maximum a day. Like, you know, don't be getting sandwiches, don't be getting anything processed, don't get it out of a tin. Try and stay as natural as possible, like, you know, like don't get tin soups, chock-a-block with sugar and stuff. Stick to a salad, but always make sure you got a bit of protein in it, unless you're vegetarian and stuff like. But always make sure you got some kind of protein in there, you know, some kind of meat, because you can't go wrong with having too much protein. And then for dinner, portion control your dinner.
What's portion control? Portion
control is basically everything is measured with the palm of your hand. Don't get to the situation where you're weighing your meat or anything. It's head wrecking.
Counting your macros, isn't it? Macronutrients.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you a question, like, what is your opinion on that people say they're bulking or they're cutting or stuff like that?
People that are bulking and cutting, they are generally bodybuilders, and like they know what they're doing.
So that's just way over my head. You've lost me.
You know what? It's just barely above my head too. Yeah. Like it's because unless you've done it. Like I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm in shape. I'm happy to be in shape. I don't want to be a bodybuilder. If bodybuilder can't me, I do a hell of a lot more research on it. But generally, if you're a bodybuilder, you know what you're doing anyway. Some guy, an ex-bodybuilder, is showing you what to do. Like I wouldn't agree with counting macronutrients. I wouldn't agree with, like, say, weighing food and stuff. I would agree with, like, just look, palm your hand. So, you know, your meat should be about the size of the palm of your hand, just the palm of your hand, right? Your potatoes, your rice, your pasta, palm of your hand. Your veg, go to town on it.
Yeah.
Go to town on it. Try not to boil the living shit out of it.
Yeah.
If you can roast it or steam it, even better, because when you boil it, the goodness gets out of it.
Yeah.
Now, some people say use that water to make a gravy, but then gravy's more sugar and stuff, so... Yeah. You know, I just don't confuse things. Just roast the stuff. It's fucking nicer. And
then for their tea, or like, what is the? Because people say you shouldn't be after 8
this is what I do. This is what I do now. Like, I'd kind of agree with you with dinner. Like, if I'm having dinner, I'll do like a half and 2/4, so like a half veg and then like a quarter meat.
Perfect.
You know, that's the way I do it. But then I won't eat after I eat my dinner. I won't go back and have...
Even if you're hungry?
Yeah, I won't eat after my dinner.
You see, it all depends, right? You should never ever starve your body, because your body will turn around then and react by...
I just more think I'm used to it now.
Yeah, well, there is an element, like, once you're used to it, like, setting a certain habit, you're happy to do it. But when people are just starting out, like, what they got to get used to is this 6 meals a day type of thing. Some people say 5, but I say 6, because generally people get dinner around 6 o'clock, but they don't go to bed until about 10, which means there's 4 hours there.
Yeah.
Right, so like I said, it takes 2 hours to digest a big heavy meal. So then from 8 o'clock, you've nothing in your stomach. Yeah. Okay, so you got 2 hours before you go to bed. Say if you go to bed at 10, normally you go to bed at 12 or something like that. Right? So then you're talking 6 hours where you haven't eaten. So I always have an idea what kind of snack you're going to get. Like, so some people will get, like, you know, a bit of banana bread or something, bread with banana, sliced banana, a bit of cinnamon on it or something like that, or what do you call it? Granola with Greek yogurt or something like that. It's not just too heavy and dense. Don't leave your dinner till just before you go to bed, and don't get a big heavy snack before you go to bed. Get something. Don't go to bed hungry. Don't go to bed.
So there wouldn't be. It's really kind of a fad. People saying that don't eat after a certain time.
It kind of is, and it's been disproven lately, like that, you know, that you can't eat just before you go to bed. It kind of has been disproven, but there's pros and cons of it. Like, the pros is you go to bed with food still in your stomach, your digestive system then has to burn through that.
Yeah.
You know, whereas what sleep is actually for, like, sleep is a major thing, and this is where I fall down. But your body needs sleep to repair itself. If you're awake, your body isn't repairing itself from the whatever day. Like, if you have a hard a difficult job to do, like, you know, like a labour job, or you're going your heavy session in the gym, your body needs at least 8 hours sleep to try and repair the damage, not the damage, but like the work you've done. Like, so if you're not getting sleep, it's like, it's trying to do all that job in 4 hours, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you're going in with a full stomach as well, so then it's got to go through the food that you just ate first, and then start to repair the body as well. It's all, don't ever get a massive meal before you go in, don't get a big meal before you go to bed, get a meal that will make sure you go to bed, that'll get you to bed without being hungry. So like, let's say your dinner's at 6, I'd get my last food at 8 or half 8, and then go to bed at 11 or 12. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
So that's the way. And that's kind of what I'd say anyway. Like, I'd stick to the 6 meal. Like, it'd be like breakfast, and then 2-3 hours later snack, and then lunch, and then 2-3 hours later snack, dinner, and then 2-3 hours later snack. And water's a big thing. Water's a big thing. Like, everyone knows, like, you should be drinking 2 litres a day.
2 litres, yeah.
Is there certain, like, can you drink too much water?
Pissing all the time,
yeah.
I always try, like, I start now trying to drink 5 litres a day. Is that too much?
That's half a gallon, is it? Yeah.
You see, right, well, it all depends on your muscle type. It all depends on your body type. If you have muscle that requires water, then 5 litres, it will be used. Like you say, you will be on the toilet all the time. But if you have very little muscle, doesn't require too much water, like 2 litres is enough, like, you know. But the more muscle you build, the more water you will need, because again, what happens is your body then becomes dehydrated, because all this muscle is drinking the water as it comes in. So you could, let's say, drink 3 litres of water, you get a massive amount of muscle on your body, and your body could still need 2 more litres. So what it does is it convinces you that you're hungry, and you go out and get some nice moist food, eat it, and it takes the moisture out of the food.
Okay.
You know, it's fucking crazy. It's great. It's brilliant. Like, it's a brilliant machine. That's all it is. It's a machine, but it's brilliant. It's all about survival, like, you know. So it won't allow itself to be dehydrated. It will get you to eat, even though you're not actually hungry. But it'll trick you into thinking you're hungry. Yeah. Because you're not drinking enough water. But then if you drink too much water, like I said, it's just going in one end and out the other. So it is kind of a wasted process. But the other problem is, you're probably not eating as much food then. Yeah. Because you're drinking water and your belly's kind of full, and then you kind of go, sure, I'm fine. But then you're not getting the nutrition that your body needs. So, you know, I'd cut it back to maximum 3. Right. Unless you start doing heavy training and then start going up and up and up. Okay. You know?
What is your opinion on all the different types of supplements out there, vitamins out there as well? And there seems to be, like, would you say that there's an emerging kind of steroid use in Ireland lately in the past year to 2?
Well, yeah, they're two different questions, you know. So, like, the first part is the supplements are expensive, and I think unless you're doing some really serious training with a serious goal in mind, like you're doing a triathlon, or you're playing rugby, or you're bodybuilding, or you want to get in real good shape, you want a 6-pack, you want to do, then ignore the supplements. Unless you're doing any of those stuff, ignore the supplements, because what it is, people will say it, but it builds a bigger, healthier muscle and gets you leaner faster. Supplements is basically an extra 400 calories. If you get protein shakes, an extra 400 calories, like, that's another meal you're taking, right? So that's another set of calories, and if you don't burn that off, what's going to happen to it? It's going to go straight on your ass, man. You know what I mean? So what you got to do is you kind of have to. I only tell people, if people that drink protein shakes with me, I only tell them, drink it when you're training. And that's it. If you're not training, don't drink it, don't touch it. You know, because as I said, it's extra calories there that your body then has to process. Now, if you've got a lot of muscle, your body is going to need those extra calories. So yeah, take it then. But if you're only training or you're looking to cut weight, stay away from supplements and stuff. Like I said, they're expensive. They try and do deals and stuff, like, to get you to buy them, but they're crazy price, like. So I mean, if you're trying to lose weight or something like that, or you're an amateur and you just want to stay healthy, stay away from supplements. Yeah. The likes of steroid now, that's.
Anavar seems to be a big one in the town.
It seems to be.
Anavar is a big thing in the town.
Yeah, heard that.
So this is over my head now again.
I don't know what it is, I just know the name, but I heard the name going around the street and stuff. But
I heard it alright, but like,
like, what is your opinion on the whole thing, in the whole fitness industry, and do you see more of it, or what is your opinion at all on it?
That there's someone now that doesn't know steroids. It's like if you take a steroid, you become muscly, is it? Or
no, what do you mean? I'm not on them. No, what most steroids do is allows your muscle to repair faster. Okay, so let's say you go out and you kill it in the gym today,
right?
Okay, and you wake up tomorrow, you're stiff as a fucking board. You can't do nothing. You can't move. You know, so you kind of have to go to the gym again today. I'll give it a miss, or I'll do a light session today. So that'd be the normal person. And somebody turns around and does a heavy session at the gym, and then they take the steroids after it. It ups the rate of repair in the muscle. So you wake up the next day, you're not sore, you're not sick, but then you go kill it again the next day.
Oh, right.
And then kill it again the next day and the next day. Or if you fucking want to go in the afternoon and do it, you know. Some people actually did. And it's, as far as I'm concerned, like as I said, I've run background there, and I've been in races where it's got cheated out of it, you know, and that I think it's a cheat. I think that I don't think there's any way you kind of, if you're going to do something like bodybuilding, I think you want to get to that point where you look in the mirror and you kind of go, good job.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't mean like pat yourself in the ass and think you're great. Like, you just kind of look in the mirror and kind of go, I'm so happy with what I just done. I think you'd start doing stuff like that, it is a cheat. And I think you find it hard to look yourself in the mirror and kind of pat yourself on the back. Like, now, don't get me wrong. I mean, there is people just have no problem with it. And, you know, if they want to take it, take it. You know, just don't take it in my gym.
Yeah.
You know, like my gym's clean, always has been, you know, and that I'm aware of. Like, I don't do blood tests on people. But I just don't, there is that culture there, though. It is kind of become more readily available. It's, I don't agree with it. I don't see the point of it. I don't see how you can kind of have a bit of pride in your work when you're cheating.
So, once you take steroids, do you have to continuously take them, or you just take one, or?
I think while you're training, you take them. But I mean, the thing about it is steroids is, it's only been around like the last 40 years, we'll say, right? Nobody really knows the long-term effects of what these things are doing to you.
Yeah,
you know,
it can't be good, really. Like,
it can't be. It's make your body do unnatural things, like, like or do natural things fast.
Like, as you said, like, your body needs 8 hours rest there to repair, and then even say you hit a really heavy gym session, like you said, the next day you're tired. Your body's tired for a reason.
Yeah,
it's not just going to be like, geez, I'm great again. Yeah, it's obviously doing something.
Yeah.
So,
but since the start of time, people have been studying the body. People, like, you know, people kind of see what the body does when it sleeps, what the body does when it's awake, how to build a muscle, how to burn fat, how to do this. It's been studied and studied and studied and studied for years, for centuries, right? Steroids is a recent thing. There's no long-term effects to see what happens when you get old. There's no long-term effects to see what happens when you hit your 30s. No long-term effects to see what happens when you try to have children or something like that. All these things kind of, like, I'm not saying they're going to be affected, but you don't know. And every, like medication, every different medication brings its own side effects. Every different steroid is going to bring its own side effects. And, like, I know a lot of people kind of just think about the here and now, like, you know, I look good now, and that's all that's important. But, you know, so some point you're going to have to think down the line, like, what could happen to me, you know? Yeah. And, like, you see it all the time. You see it all the time in America, all these guys having heart attacks.
Yeah, that's like, I'd only know through media. Well, like, you know, you'd hear on the news, like that famous bodybuilder,
Rich Piana.
Yeah, so he was obviously
doing... You ever see his arms?
No,
it's
ridiculous.
Yeah. So he was obviously doing steroids, and he dropped dead. And
I don't know, but it's.
He was openly doing steroids.
Yeah, he came out and said the steroids or whatever.
And he had no issue. He was on human growth hormone, HGH.
That's right. Actually, you know what you say. It's right. Yeah.
Like, he used to go to his doctor, and his doctor used to give it to him, like, because he eventually, I think his body needed him in the end. It got so used to it and stuff. But he died, and people are like, they didn't come out and say that he died from steroid use, but fucking clear to say he did. Like, you know.
Well, obviously, had a massive effect on him.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, it's no different. Like, it is different, but, like, you see an obese person walking down the street. And when I say obese, like, I'm talking about, like, you know, let's say 25 stone, right? Walking down the street, and you kind of go, Jesus, that man's heart has to be under some pressure.
Yeah.
Now, just because you switch to fat for a shitload of muscle doesn't mean the guy's heart isn't under any less pressure. You know what the heart's a pump. The heart pumps blood all around the body. The bigger the body, the more it has to work. And the same thing, like, you know, that guy's massive, like, he was huge. So you can imagine, like, how hard his heart was pumping. And people kind of go, well, the healthier you are, the healthier your heart is. Well, that's true, like, but it's sometimes, at some stage, your heart gets fucking, right, I have done my job here, you know. And you could only be 40 years old, and it checks out, like, and that's it, you know. And I think that is, there's an element of that and what happened to him, like, you know.
Of course.
And steroids probably didn't help, like, you know.
I wanted to say actually about my favourite day of the week. Like, where do you kind of stand on like a cheat day or a cheat meal?
I don't.
You don't at all. See, this is where I fall down massively. I fall down massively.
Now, look, I'm not going to turn around and pretend I'm like, you know, the saviour and all that. But Jesus Christ, my diet is shit. Like, you know, at the moment it's shit because I'm just getting home for Christmas. Like, you know, finally cleared out the presses. Like, you know, I'm getting back into it now, back on the salad finally. But I think if you have a cheat meal or a cheat day, cheat day isn't, you know, that's just fucking asking for trouble. But a cheat meal, you see, because when people get their cheat meal, they kind of say to themselves, this doesn't count. It counts. It counts. Because those calories got to go somewhere. You know, they're not going to go straight in and straight out. They're going to sit there and they have to be worked in the next day, you know. They have to be worked off. And I've seen meals where I've seen like sandwiches like that are like pushing 1,500 calories, like fucking covered in cheese, like, you know, shit like that, you know. And it is absolutely chocolate block with dirt, like, and grease, and, you know, it just tastes lovely, like. But
it sounds lovely.
But you know, those 1,500 calories, it's not just 1,500 calories in the sandwich. Because then it gets into your system, and the system then kind of sees, like, what is all this shit coming in here, like, and it's like a toxin, you know. And then your system slows down, and then your body starts craving the salt that you start eating, and it wants to eat more, and it wants you to get more. So that's why, you know, when you're going out in the piss on a Saturday night, and like you just have this craving for a takeaway on the way home. It's not just because the takeaway is there. It's because your body, once you get the alcohol in you, when you start to, you see it dehydrates you for a start, like, but when the toxins finally get in there, the alcohol toxins finally get in there, you kind of start craving salt. And what's the saltiest thing you can get? A takeaway. So that's why you kind of got a takeaway. And then you wake up the next day and you're hungover because your system is at a crawl now, right? From the bad food and the bad drink. Now, this is why personal trainers say you got to give up the alcohol. No, I'm not saying you have to give up the alcohol, but, you know, just manage it better. You get up the next day and you're at a crawl. You're in no humour to exercise, so you're not going to burn off the calories that you got the night before. You're not going to go for a run on a Sunday morning, like, you know. And the first thing you're going to do is go, you know, I fucking want to fry, like, you know. So that's more shit on top of it, right? And then you kind of go, you know what, I'll start again tomorrow. And then you spend the rest of the day eating shite, or probably go down to watch the match and have another few pints on top of it. It's just, like, I'm not going to turn around and kind of lecture people on drinking. I don't drink myself, but that's my thing. People are going to drink. This is Ireland. It's going to happen. Like, you just have to. I just think everything should have a consequence. I think if you're going to have your cheat day, I think if you're going to have your cheat meal, I think if you're going to have a few drinks on Saturday night, you got to make a deal with yourself that tomorrow I'm going to get up, I'm going to do 5k, I'm going to walk it, I'm going to run it, I'm going to do it. Now, it's not going to fix the problem of what you got in the night before. Your 5k is not going to walk out or run out the calories you took in the night before, but what it will do is it will psychologically make you think twice next time you do it. Now, you'll do it, but you will kind of go, you know what, it's not worth it, I'll have 9 pints tonight instead of 10, you know, that kind of way. That kind of way. And so if I do it, I kind of make a decision with myself. It's like, right, I might get the odd takeaway. I wouldn't really have a lot, like I haven't had a takeaway in ages, but I'd be like, right, I'm going to go out tonight, I'm going to have a good few pints, but I won't have chipper, or I won't eat bad. My cheat day would be like, I'm going out tonight and I'm having a few pints. That would be my treat to myself. You know, so I might not have the food, but I'll have the drink. I totally agree. Look, a lot of people say you got to cut out treats. You don't cut out anything. Don't cut out anything, because once you cut it out, especially like, you can't buy anything these days that doesn't have sugar in it. It's rampant. You know what I mean? And sugar's addictive. Now, if you turn around and say, I am now going from, let's say, Christmas, where I've had like 9 selection boxes, I've had like skinful of beer, I've had like the shittiest food I can lay my hands on. It's been great, and now I'm like back on salad. You know,
yeah,
it ain't gonna happen, because all you're gonna want to do is more chocolate. I want more diet, and your diet will be gone after a few weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What you got to do is manage it better. So instead of kind of cutting out chocolate, cut it back. Instead of saying no to cake, get a small slice. Instead of not having your coffee in the morning, have your coffee. Enjoy it. Just make sure you've had your breakfast first. You know, everything is good in moderation.
Yeah.
You know, your body is designed to deal with shit stuff. It's like I said, it's a great machine, but it's designed to kind of process stuff in and out of the body. That's what its job is. But if you kind of deny it something that it really wants, then you're going to want it more, and you're going to want it more, and you're going to want it more, until you finally, you know, binge.
Yeah, you're crashing out your tape.
This is it. Like, and then you're going to wake up the next day after binging, feel like shit, binge again because you feel like shit, and then it's a vicious circle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, if you want to stay healthy, find your worst habit. You know, be honest with yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Find your worst habit. Don't get rid of it. Do something about it. Cut it back. If you can cut it out, brilliant, excellent. My worst habit is sugar. I got rid of minerals. I got rid of minerals, and I cut back on sugar in my coffee. Right, so I went from 2 down to quarter a spoon. It's only quarter spoon, means nothing, but it's just like that token thing. Like, you know.
Yeah.
But if I cut it out altogether, you know, and said, right, that's it. I'm going cold turkey here. I'll be begging for it. Like, I'll be begging, you know, get me a cup of coffee with sugar in it, somebody, you know. So because I just cut it back, you know, I don't get that craving. I still get my treat. I won't call it a treat, like, but you know, I still get.
But in your head, it's nearly a little treat.
In your head, yeah, that's it. Like, you know, that want isn't there.
Yeah,
you know. So that's what I would say. Like, if you do have a really bad habit, just do something about it. Don't get rid of it. Cut it back. You know. Go from 100% to 50 to 25, and just leave it at a quarter. See if you get on. So if you're eating a bar of chocolate, like, at the end of the day, like, there's a million chocolate substitutes out there. You know, you could get like a chocolate mousse or something like that. You know, or something like that. So if your craving is chocolate, like, it's not for the texture, the chew, and the chocolate. Like, it's the taste. So if you can get something that tastes just as good, that's a lot healthier. Get it. So that way you're still getting your treat. But if you can't, just, you know, instead of eating.
See, if I found a good healthy substitute for pints now, I'd be fucking sorted.
Yeah, water's there. Love water.
I'm going to reel us back in. In your classes, you have started the Operation Transformation.
Yeah, I was just touching that.
Tell us a bit about that and how it's going.
Well, the Operation Transformation was based on the television program. I think it's not my one. I think the television program is a great idea. I think it gets everybody thinking healthier. You know, and it shows that, you know, anybody can actually get healthy. That no matter what size you are, what shape you are, and what state your health is in, you can do something about it. Because a lot of people will, like you say, you look on Instagram, you see all these guys and girls and their photos, and they'll only stick up with the best photo they can find of themselves. And people go, I'd never be that. And that's it, like, the battle's over. Yeah. Whereas you got this Operation Transformation thing, they're taking normal people, alright, putting them in like an abnormal environment by getting all these people in, kind of going, do this, do that, do the other, we're watching you got it, right, that's fine, it's a lot of pressure for it, but I just think it's great, like, so I decided, obviously, like, got business going and all that, so I decided, like, you know, my classes can tend to be tougher than some. It depends on what your attitude is going in there. If you pace yourself going in, you know, you'll be fine, you know, but if you go in and try and join in with everyone else and be the same as them, you know, it's going to be tough. It's the same in anyone's class, don't get me wrong. So I decided I'd do something that was basically back to basics, you know. So walking, running, I took a normal class, an easier fitness class that anyone could do with minimal equipment. So I said I'd do one of them and then kind of couch to 5k on 2 nights a week, you know. So whether you want to run or whether you want to walk, it's up to you, like, you know, but I'll give people guidance on how to do it. So like on a Monday night, what we'll do is we'll go out and we'll do a lap of the town. And I'll say, at this point, I want you to do a bit of running. I want you to just, and if you can't run, I want you to up the pace a little faster and just go crazy at it till you reach this point and then go back to normal. And then on the Wednesday, I'll do a fitness class and do a weigh-in and stuff. And then on the Friday, we'll do the same as we've done on Monday again. Like, so that way you're kind of constantly moving, constantly burning calories, constantly just getting people off the couch, you know, getting people out the door. And, you know, just try and get everyone in together, and everyone's kind of got the same kind of goals, you know, where they all want to get in shape. They all want to kind of, you know, get that first step into getting fit again. Like, you know, some people just want to do it just to lose a little bit. Some people want to do it because they want to get fitter, and they don't want to kind of go straight into a full-blown class. They want to kind of dip their toe in and then ease themselves in gently. And that's what the idea is. Like, you know, it is something that anyone could do. Then kind of talk people through nutrition and, like, you know, kind of what I was talking tonight, like, and on what food does to you, what certain foods do to you, what's the best way to go about losing weight, what's the best way to go about eating healthy, you know, things like that. So it's kind of, like I said, it's inclusive for everybody.
So your first class is Monday, is it?
Last Monday, just
last Monday. Yeah. Okay.
So people want to join up or want to
just gives a shout. Like, there's plenty of room there at the moment. Like, you know, so anyone wants to join in, or anyone's just looking for advice is free. Just drop us a line, Indoor Bootcamp on Facebook or Ken Tancred on Facebook. You know, just gives a shout. Like, I don't mind talking to people. Like, you know, I don't mind people wanting to know. Look, I know I don't go to your class, but I have this issue. Like, what would you think? I have no problem giving advice out. You know, but I think the best advice I give to anybody about getting fit, getting healthy or something is be honest with yourself. Sit down, do a food diary. Write down what you eat, when you eat, and how much you eat. And be honest with yourself. I will guarantee it to a person. You will go, oh geez, I didn't realise I ate that much of it. Yeah. Or I didn't realise I don't eat then. I don't eat till 1 o'clock, or I don't. You will see something on that will kind of be a light bulb moment. So, you know, do that food diary then. And that's the kind of thing, like, you know, the Operation Transformation, get everyone to do the food diaries, and then just, you know, to bring them in, you just kind of go, right, there's your problem, you know, and because I think once you got a bit of knowledge, it will last longer. I think if I just turn around and say, here, eat that, people don't know why, but they'll just do it because they know they'll lose weight doing it. But if you turn around and say, if you change this and change that and change the other, this is what it'll do to your body, and this is what the results will be, and people will kind of click with it, and, you know, and 4 years later they'll still remember that. Yeah. You know, so whether they fall off the wagon now, or they, you know, and start again in 2 years' time, they'll have the same knowledge, and they'll be able to kind of manage their own health a bit more. You know.
Yeah,
I think that's perfect.
I think that's a great way to end it there, to be honest.
I think we'll wrap it up here, guys. This has been Ryan, Barry and Ken Tancred from Red Door Fitness in Arklow.